Hi YouTube, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. If you didn't get invited, get excited. If you didn't get invited, get excited. You're awakened. You're aware. Your intuition is vibrating very high. You see things exactly for what they are, not for what you would like them to be. You don't fool yourself into seeing something one way and imagine it being something else. So you won't be invited to any of the Christmas parties, the Christmas family get together, traditional things that you've gotten invited to in times past. You're not going to get the phone call. They're going to curve you in a very big way because there's possibly a grudge that the narcissist is holding and has been holding since probably last holiday or last Christmas or many Christmases ago. They have a memory. They don't forget anything that someone may do to offend them, whether it's on purpose or just accidental. So their malicious intent is to make you pay. But what they don't realize is when you're awakened from all of this rubbish that they've fed you, both family members, co-workers, acquaintances, fake friends, you name it. You see things in a way that they wish they could see them. So what they're trying to do is punish you, make you pay, put you in timeout, make you beg, make you call them and ask, can I come to the party? I want to play in the reindeer games. And when they don't get the call, they don't care. They're not hard pressed. They're a little confused because the way that you would react or respond in the past, they are yet anticipating you to respond that way now. But no, you're going to get a surprise. Narcissist awakening. And so they'll go on to have their little shindigs. They'll go and do the things that they do robotically on, what's the word they say? They're like a washing machine. They're in cycles. They go in a cycle. So they're anticipating you reacting a certain way as you have always in the past. But now that you're reacting and acting a different way where you're not calling them, you're unconcerned, you're unbothered by them not inviting you. So holiday go by, birthday party goes by, then they see you. They are so anticipating on you having this look of disgust. They are so anticipating on you walking up to them, inquiring, why didn't you invite me to this, that, or the other? But when you begin to remain stoic and they stand off in hoping you're going to approach them and you don't, they're either going to do one or two things. They're already conflicted. They're confused, discombobulated. They will, in fact, sometimes approach you. And this is what they will do. They will say hello like you and them have been tight as tree bark to a tree. Hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. You weren't at the birthday party. You weren't at the Christmas party. You wasn't at the Christmas party that you didn't know anything about or that you didn't get invited to as you would in times past. They traditionally would always send you a memo. So they will run a guilt trip on you. Why I didn't see you at the party? This is what you say to them: because I wasn't there. Not in a mean way, because I wasn't there. You see what I did? Because I wasn't there. But you continue to give them a stoic stare. If you choose, you really don't want to give them any indication of what you were doing specifically. You don't even want to tell them I didn't want to come. I didn't have any interest. You can, but don't give them what they want. You starved them just like you did when you didn't show up to that party. It is all about you now. It is about you being selfish to any and everything that doesn't vibrate on the level where you're trying to go. If that's what you are, that's what you are. You're selfish. You're self-centered. You're everything that they want to make you out to be. Because you know what? You were labeled bad in the first place. You can never be the person who you were to a narcissist and have them accept you and respect you. You were always something less than what you really were. When they saw what you really were, they always made something about you to be less than. We don't need that validation. And in the times past, when we wouldn't get invited or we wasn't able to partake of something, there was an emptiness that we felt. We don't feel that anymore. Mind you me, there are levels of disconnect to this healing. Many of you may feel that disconnect, and it may be heavy during these holiday seasons because it wasn't just the narcissist that you may miss. It may be the children. It may be just the festivities and the camaraderie of family. That is what you genuinely loved. That's what you genuinely appreciated about that get together. But then you had Uncle Bob always would get in a fight with Uncle Tom, and they would get drunk and curse each other out, disrespect each other, and just embarrass the whole family. Or Sue and Mary would get into it, and they'll be talking under their breath. And to the point where it would just ruin the whole thing. Toxic, dark energy dress up and comes to a beautiful undertaking just to ruin it. That you don't have to worry about this year. That you don't have to worry about this year, next year, and the years to come. Because you have a newfound appreciation for life, get-togethers, events, and you have a brand new awareness of, I don't need to be at that. I don't need to be at this. You know, funny thing about my friend circle, I've rarely had anyone ever come to my house and visit and hang out like a lot of people. You all may be one of those type people. Some of you may have a handful of friends that frequent your house. I don't have that. For a long time, even before the narcissist awakening, it was something about me unnerving that I didn't particularly appreciate about that. And I think growing up, my mom would always raised us, stay at your own house. If people want to come to your house, they'll come to your house. Don't always be coming to other people's house and they don't come to yours, blah, blah, blah. She always instilled that in us. And for some weird reason, up until this point, it stuck and I never felt put off. I gave you the story about my first cousins who lived down the road from us, where we used to go down and play with them every day. And when the sun's going down, we had to be home before the sun goes down. And when we would attempt to leave their house, they would pick up a handful of rocks, 5 boys, and would just give us probably a head start to 100 feet or so, maybe not even, to get a head start and run home. And then they would thereby start throwing rocks at us. We played with these guys all day long, first cousins, and they began to throw rocks and try to hit us. And on many occasions, they did hit us. What do? We go back the next day and play with them. With that knot on our head or that knot on our elbow where the rock hit us. Oftentimes didn't even tell mom, just licked our wounds. That was how hungry we were to be up under people who meant us no good. That's how some of us are having the after effects of that disconnect from fake friends and people who we became so codependent and enmeshed with. That is something that's going to take a little bit of time for some of us, more time than others. Be patient with yourself. You'll get there. But if you need a reminder of why you don't need to be put off or feeling certain kinds of ways about not being able to partake with these people anymore, think about their agendas. Think about your motives and your intentions, and think back to some of the things, even though some of the stuff that went left, you can't really readily prove it. You have what you call a hunch. You have speculation of how certain things ended bad, didn't end in your favor. There are many things that we can go back in hindsight and we can see a picturesque image of how these things might have unfolded. We don't really know. We can't prove a lot of the things that we are convinced of in our spirit that these people did to us in order to bring us to a point of defeat and despair. We can't prove it to anyone else, but we're convinced that this or that one had everything to do with our demise. That's the epiphany. That is the perspective you get once you become awake. You don't even have to speak on it. You don't have to go to that person and expose and speak on that. For yourself and your sanity, you know what you know about that thing. And now that you're awakened, when you walk around these people who were browbeating you, beating you down, kicking you and stomping you emotionally, having you think that they had your best interests at hand, having you think that they were reaching down to pick you up, and when your back was turned, they'd kick you, trip you, thereby making you fall again. 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. You're thinking it's something you're doing in your life. If you could just try a little harder, take their fake advice that they keep on giving you. You're supposed to go right and they're telling you to go left. These people have been a distraction for far too long in your life. Now you're aware of everything and anything that God wants you to know going forth. Now this is time to capitalize on your life, your purpose, your journey, and what God wants you to do for his kingdom, for his glory. He wants you to elevate so you be able to elevate other people in this world. So if you weren't invited, be delighted. That being said, bless.